We get set for the 122nd all-time meeting between these two teams, and Golden Corral has the starting goaltenders. Help yourself to happiness. Cam Ward, absolutely outstanding, albeit with only 19 saves and a 4-3 win over the Devils on Wednesday night. Corey Schneider goes for New Jersey. His last game was November 21st at Los Angeles. He lost the game in overtime 2-1, but he had 34 saves. We'll take a look at the officials. The referees tonight are Brian Pochmera, that's him, and Francois Saint-Laurent, Brad Kovacek, and Mac McPherson on the lines. Second leg of a home-and-home series. Carolina defeating New Jersey on Wednesday night at the Rock. Jordan Staal, Yuri Talusti, Pat Dwyer, the forward line. Sit back and enjoy this one. And on Black Friday, the Hurricanes outfitted in their black sweaters. Third uniform, it comes all the way back in New Jersey ice, and icing is called.
Well, Pete DeBoer, talking about the goaltending situation with both Schneider and Martin Brodeur, he said, hey, listen, two quality guys. This isn't like it's a pitching rotation in baseball. I thought that was an analogy that I haven't heard much of that makes sense. In pitching rotation, you have the rest in set in stone. Obviously, your goaltending rotation is anything but.
The Hurricanes 6-4-4 here at home. Eric Jelena with a shot off the draw that goes wide. The Devils keep it deep. Adam Henrique all the way back up top for the rookie Jelena. This way, Marek Zidlitsky inside, tipped right on. Ward the save on Henrique. Loose out in front. Ward said no on Patrick Elias. Zidlitsky with a bomb that goes wide. Justin Falk in control. Eric Jelena, the pinch, and Carolina gets it back out to center ice. Ron Hainsey hinging ahead. Off the stick of Adam Henrique, and the Devils start again.
When you look at both teams' records when scoring first, I know Kurt Muller thinks that it will decide the game. Those saves, that early flurry from New Jersey, huge from Cam.
Little chip by Patrick Elias. He comes all the way back in the Carolina zone. You're looking at Brett Belmore. Because of the injuries we outlined in Hurricanes Live on the back end, including Andre Sekera. He's playing his offside tonight with Mike Komisarek, who's back in for the first time since November the 18th. Now back of the goal, Eric Staal. He'll turn. Fronted by two forecheckers, Belmore in control. He'll move it off the stick of Jaromir Jagr, but not out. Here come the Devils. Dina Zubris for Travis Zajac. He'll cut on Komisarek. It's picked off by Cam Ward, and no further play.
Did Zubris, Zajac, and Jagr ever go off, or have they been on for 1 minute and 25 seconds?
No, they
started
went off.
The game. Well, they came right back.
They came back on.
Well, Cam Ward, I mean, these are so timely, even though people are just probably settling in their living room, because when you look at what the Devils have done when they've scored first and what Carolina has done, and it's pretty darn incredible. 7-2-4 for New Jersey, 5-0-2 for Carolina. Makes those saves more sparkling.
Take a look at the Rex Express Care. Injuries and scratches at the top of your screen. Rex Healthcare, chosen for excellence. Out of the corner, Ryan Murphy for Carolina. It's spun back and now in control. Lugged out through center ice by Manny Malhotra. All the way back in the Devils zone. Icing here against Carolina. If the Canes win tonight, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's this Friday. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. That would be tomorrow. Not Friday, but tomorrow.
That tells you how important the first goal is to DeBoer, that he comes back with his best line for their second shift a minute in.
John Merrill with a shot patted down by Cam Ward. And back out to center ice, Drayson Bowman. He'll move it by Anton Volchenkov, who did not play. He's missed the last 7 with an injury. Back in Peter DeBoer's lineup here tonight. John Merrill, the rookie, on Drayson Bowman. A little chip by Matthias Tedenby, and now Merrill out of the corner. Tedenby now for New Jersey, stripped clean by Radek Dvorak. The pass detected by Jacob Josephson, and out they go. The Devils now roll it all the way back in the Carolina zone. Just over 2 minutes gone in this first period. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. The Canes stay here at home and take on Vancouver Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Jeff Skinner taken care of by Marek Zidlitsky. To the corner they go. Eric Jelena for the Devils, and now it's played deep. Here's Skinner in control off the paddle of Schneider. Right out in front. Steve Bernier now will float it back out to center ice.
This is his 5th game back from injury. I think it's a big night for Jeff Skinner. Good shift
over the line.
here.
Riley Nash holding on to it. Looking for Skinner just by him. Out of the corner now. They get to it. Carolina grinding along the boards, picked off by former Hurricane Ryan Carter. Along the boards, a pinch by Ron Hainsey. Fought for. Hainsey in control. Poked off of his stick by Steve Bernier. He did recover, but now the Devils have it just over the line and deep. Lindholm never saw it on the exchange, and now the Devils have a chance. Henrique with a shot blocked by Ron Hainsey. Mark Fane in control. His shot off a stick goes high. It went off Andrei Loktionov, and it goes out of play. Let's take a look at tonight's Storm Tracker.
That puck actually hit the running board, and bad break for Lindholm. Not much he can do about it. Getting to a motivated goaltender, and that's Corey Schneider. And so we're going to have to watch that, scoring that all-important first goal. Win the slots again. Carolina won both slots in New Jersey on Wednesday night, and the Skinner factor. His 5th game back. That was a very good first shift for Skinner. It's going to be very important that his shifts stay short. And you have to remember him tonight in complete fashion. But what a night for a breakout for him.
He's been very quiet since returning from injury. Now Belmore laid along the boards. Knocked down, in control, Andy Green. To the corner, Belmore paired with Mike Komisarek, who turns it over. Jaromir Jagr along the wall for New Jersey, pestered by Komisarek and Tulowitzki, still fought for. Loose again, gained by Travis Zajac, who had a goal Wednesday night. Zajac holding onto it to the outside of Belmore. Andy Green this way, it's Mark Fane. His wrister off net, caught by Cam Ward. Caniacs, it's time now for the Lowe's Southwest Grill. Hey, what do you say, queso player? It's Justin Falk. If he scores a goal tonight, all Caniacs receive a free side of Moe's Famous Queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
At the end of November here, special meeting for Justin Falk. His family has said that his mustache and a little bit longer hair looks like his father Dale, who Justin lost to a heart attack when he was 7 years old.
Saw that interview, and it's eerie, spitting image. Now it's point to point for Fane. His shot swallowed by Cam Ward. No further play.
Well, John, I know it must hit home for you because you lost your father at a young age too, a war veteran. And it's just, I mean, really unbelievable. The focus that Justin has had with a single-parent household. His mother, Gail, is a wonderful woman. He has an older brother, and that he has just kept moving forward, and his love for the game might make him an Olympian. I think he's a prime candidate.
You'll see that great interview that Tripp did with Justin Falk between periods 1 and 2 inside a Hurricane with Justin Falk. Now, Ron Hainsey, forechecked by Adam Henrique. The Hurricanes floated out to center ice. Fane at the line, still looking for his first scoring point of the season. Andy Green had a goal and an assist Wednesday night through center off a stick as that one went off Malhotra. The Devils take over at the D. Damian Brunner, who did not play Wednesday night, back in. Options for Patrick Elias, crisscrossing with Adam Henrique. He lost his edge. He attempts to get back up. Fought for and dug out by Elias Lindholm. And here come the Hurricanes out to center ice. Malhotra cutting at the line. That was actually Radek Dvorak who made that play along the boards. But Carolina's offside as they cross.
Assistant coach Rod Brindamore said to me on the plane ride back from New Jersey, I think Drayson Bowman just played his best game as a Hurricane. And I talked to Drayson about how much fun he's having. He's smiling. He usually doesn't smile. He says, hey, when you play with two guys like Manny and Radek where you know what they're going to do every shift, how can it not be fun?
Hurricanes with a win tonight can go one game over NHL 500 to 11-10-5 if they get it done. And they could be in second place in the Metro Division if they get it done here against the Devils. New Jersey, 2 games under 500, 9-11-5. And the Devils have lost 3 in a row for the second time this season.
And this is going to be a tougher out than winning the game in Jersey. I know that sounds weird because you're on home ice, but tough to beat a team back-to-back. The Devils practiced in Jersey and then came here yesterday. The Hurricanes celebrated the holiday.
Very business-like Thanksgiving for the Devils. Now, Eric Stahl's pass detected by Zidlitsky. He winds it off Schneider. Played deep now by Marek Zidlitsky, who plays it along the wing, and Carter fishes one out to center ice. Jay Harrison gains center. Hard around it goes. Getting to it for New Jersey is Jacob Josephson. Eric Jelena, one-toucher for Zidlitsky. Elevates out to center ice, and it goes out of play. And Carolina wants a call on Zidlitsky.
And they'll get it. That's a brain cramp by the New Jersey player. Ryder's arguing that the puck went into the penalty box area, but it doesn't matter. If it's ever higher than the glass, I mean, it's a call. There's no doubt about it. Watch below here, John, as you said, Zidlitsky. Boy, this is a tremendous chance. The power play, I know Kirk Muller feels like it's been coming. 2 power play goals in the last 3 games. Of course, the shorthanded goals have been the real headliner, but this is a real opportunity.
Okay, the Hurricanes, number 26 on the power play, number 28 at home. And New Jersey is number 2 on the kill, number 13 on the road. Delay of game on Marek Zidlitsky out of the corner. Andy Green will angle it off the boards and dump it all the way back in the Carolina zone. Just about 6 minutes gone here in period 1. Justin Falk on this power play now, along with Eric Stahl, Jeff Skinner, Yuri Tlusty, as it's carried in for a heavy shot taken from the flank that time by Lindholm. Schneider had no problem with it. The Devils outlet the zone.
And it looks like Eric Stahl will be on the point with no Andre Sakara. Falk's been on both units this year. Very important to come up the ice with speed for good entries.
Out to center ice. Eric Stahl from outside the stripe. Sends it deep. Lindholm gives chase. He's canceled by Green. Out of that corner now. Stolen by Andy Green. Good pass for Adam Henrique. And now Patrick Elias will kill more time.
That was just good outnumbering by New Jersey, albeit down a man. And Andy Green with the eventual clear. Green might have been, with a goal and an assist, New Jersey's best player on Wednesday.
Ryan Murphy out to center. Now Nathan Gerbe over the line. This way, skate to stick. Tuomo Ruutu cleaned up by Ryan Carter. Held in by Ron Hainsey. Gerbe now, top of your screen, holding on to it. Inside it goes. Jordan Stahl. Nathan Gerbe. A give back by Ruutu. Gerbe again. Saucer feed for Murphy. Gerbe one more time. Closing in. Swallowed by Corey Schneider.
They're good friends, and they were teammates at Boston College, Gerbe and Schneider. So Gerbe knows this is a sharp angle, but just a little give and go. Jordan Stahl, you know, he wants to be a passing option along the goal line, but he also wants to front the goaltender. And I know that Gerbe jokes with Schneider all the time and says, hey, John Muse was in the Carolina organization. He's a better goalie because he won a couple national championships, and you didn't, Corey. And
they all got together after the game when we were walking out of the building the other night at Prudential Center. Corey Schneider will be an outstanding goaltender. He's just aching for the opportunity to play, but he did put some pressure on himself by being a little bit outspoken on Wednesday morning about not playing.
It just magnifies things, and I look to last year. Remember when Cam Ward got hurt and Dan Ellis was very vocal in the media, and what it just does is it says, well, you better be great because of the comments.
Carolina crossing the line. Ruutu, a couple of goals in his last 2, holding on to it inside for Eric Stahl with a 7-game point streak. Now Ruutu closing in. His shot blocked by Green. Gained by Adam Henrique. Zidlitsky has 7 seconds left to serve.
If you watch just the Devils' work ethic on that penalty kill, they're hungry tonight. They're going to be a tough team to be able to get 2 points. This is an excellent test.
Well, Travis Zajac said they need to nip it in the bud right now. So we'll see what happens. John Merrill down low. Zidlitsky back on the ice. Carolina 2 shots with that power play. It's fed deep in the zone by Malhotra. John Merrill, the rookie, moves it for Jaromir Jagr, and away they go. Jagr number 9 in terms of all-time goals. Jelena looking for Zajac. Here's Dina Zubris. Turning stick of Jagr. Jagr to the outside. Zubris along the boards. He's peppered as he's bottled up that time by Malhotra. Goes deep. Zajac holding onto it now. Muscled by Justin Falk. They jam for it. It pops out. Zidlitsky at the point. Inside for Travis Zajac. Again bottled up by Malhotra. Carolina finally gets it back out to center ice.
Excellent job from Manny Malhotra. That's where Kirk Muller has so many more options defensively. After a power play, you can use a fresh Malhotra where maybe before you would have had to use one of the stalls.
Zidlitsky over the line. New Jersey is offside. We get a stoppage. 11:28 left to go in period 1. Shot 6-2 New Jersey. We're scoreless.
Back at PNC Arena, we're scoreless in the first. On the ice for the Devils, Jaromir Jagr, who was line mates with Ron Francis in the 1990s with the Pittsburgh Penguins organization, winning 2 Stanley Cups. I asked Jagr what Ron Francis did for him in his development. He said he gave him the extra confidence. He said what he admired most about Ron Francis was the way he conducted himself as a gentleman, both on and off the ice. He credits Francis as one of the top role models for him, and what impressed him most was no matter what the score, no matter what the circumstances, Jagr says Francis never showed a sign of weakness. Pretty cool to hear from Jaromir Jagr, guys.
Well, Chantel, as I mentioned Wednesday, I have never seen the emotion in Jágr like when he talks about Ron Francis. I mean, Ron Francis taught him how to play the game, how to approach the game the right way, to take advantage of his talents that have him only one goal behind Steve Yzerman on the all-time goals list. I mean, just great tutelage, and I know it means a ton to Ronnie as well.
John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. Tonight on Fox Sports Carolinas, where we will be on Sunday, Jeff Skinner overskating the puck. So did Elias Lindholm, and now New Jersey gets it back out to neutral ice. Riley Nash right back in the Devil's zone.
It's one of the game keys. It's just a big night for this line. Jeff Skinner, such a home ice advantage if you can match him up on a different line than Jordan and Eric and be a difference maker as he was early.
Devils get it deep. Justin Falk now flushed out by Matthias Tedenby. And from the center zone, an attempt there by John Merrill that comes all the way back. Ron Hainsey goes D to D. Justin Falk playing tonight without his usual partner, Andrej Sekera, who was scratched this morning with an upper body concern. Hainsey, a shot blocked on the way through by Volchenkov. Here come the Devils. Michael Ryder over the line. Tedenby hits a seam. Hustling back Ron Hainsey. It goes free to the corner. And Carolina now attempts to survive, but it's held in. Jelena, bouncing pass intended for Michael Ryder. Manny Malhotra for the Hurricanes. Picked off by Jacob Josephson. Out of the corner, Tedenby. He's checked by Hainsey. You see it up close. They continue that grind. Malhotra taking down Josephson. Falk now on the wing, and Radek Dvorak will settle it down. Back out to neutral ice, and Carolina gets a much-needed change.
New Jersey thought Carolina blocked shots much better on Wednesday. There they block a shot, the Devils, on Hainsey, but Ron Hainsey gets back and makes a crucial play.
Sidlitsky now for Damian Brunner. Broken up at that Carolina line as we see. Komisarek on the wing calling for it from Yuri Tlusty. They start fresh. Through the center zone, it's Brett Belmore. Sidlitsky back out to center ice, and we get a stoppage. 9:25 left to go in period one. We are scoreless in the capital city. Take a look at Cam Ward. He is the centerpiece tonight of the Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Boy, he has made 2 saves this week that literally will be the 2 saves of the week. The paddle save on Sunday against Ottawa and Greening, and this one against Henrique, where Cam said, everybody in the building thought it was in the net. You can see the reaction, but I quietly knew it was in my glove. Boy. As Jágr said, not too often you can have 2 top 10 save moments.
No. Schneider makes the save. Dwyer crashing into him. Loose in back of the goal. Mark Fane now for New Jersey. 9:12 left in period one. Mike Komisarek. Bouncing pass. Damian Brunner. Swiss-born winger who played last season with Detroit. Signed as a free agent late by New Jersey. Because prior to training camp, it comes all the way back. Belmore. Jordan now whips it back out to center ice. You're looking at Yuri Tlusty. Tlusty from well out. Off Sidlitsky. It goes astray, and Eric Jelena is in control.
It's pretty impressive. Mike Komisarek there on his offside. The way that he gracefully kept that puck in at the blue line and went backhand to forehand to get it back towards the net. I mean, that's a really impressive thing. He's been out of the lineup. Shows what a veteran he is.
Kirk Muller really went on about Mike Komisarek during Hurricanes Live tonight, and his preparation, his demeanor, going long stretches without playing.
And then to come in and not play on your natural side makes it even more of a challenge.
That's right. A loose puck, swooping back the captain. Here comes Eric Stahl. Through center ice in full flight, it's Nathan Gervey. Approaching Jelena, shifting gears, he'll circle, right out in front, Stahl. Schneider comes across, and it pops out. All the way through center and all the way back, Jay Harrison for the Hurricanes. Tight turn by Ryan Murphy. Carolina rolling a change. Riley Nash attempting to get it deep. John Merrill cut it off. Merrill plays it along the board. Steve Bernier out to the center ice zone. Elias Lindholm for Carolina. Just inside the line, it's Merrill and back out. A loose puck this way for Ryan Carter. He'll cut. Look for a lane. His shot blocked on the way through. Frozen, but not by Cam Ward. Dug out by Andrei Loktionov. Loktionov for the Devils in control. Diagonally across for John Merrill. His shot, beautiful block by Elias Lindholm, and out they go.
Well, Lindholm said actually the day of games in Sweden with the national program, they make you block shots. The day of games, and you can see it there. That's a heck of a block.
Jeff Skinner darts in. Hammered by Dvorak. It's tipped high, loose this way. Furthered by Mike Komisarek. Just over the stick of Radek Dvorak. Steve Bernier for the Devils, a soft clear. Komisarek all the way across. Flashing in on the change was Drayson Bowman, and we get a stoppage.
Like Komisarek, 2 more good plays on that offside. Let's look here. You see Gerby took a look and he saw that he didn't have anybody in the front of the net. It was all good Devil coverage. That's why he bought time with the stuff chance. Nearly leads to Eric Staal scoring. Boy, Schneider got over really quickly. Good to see Ruutu on the doorstep of the crease.
To see Corey's former team, the Vancouver Canucks, are here on Sunday afternoon, led by their new coach, John Tortorella. In New York, taking on the Rangers tomorrow afternoon. They'll start on Fox Sports Carolinas at 12:30. Shot off the side of the goal with help from Cam Ward by Michael Ryder. Here's a chance, and a keen block by Brett Belmore off Jacob Josephson. Komisarek out of the corner. Over the stick of Andy Green and all the way back.
And there, Komisarek goes back to his natural side. Belmore slips over to the offside, so we're going to see probably that wrinkle all night.
It's a mixed bag, partner. That's all it is.
Well, unfortunately, people didn't even think my mustache was a mixed bag. It was unanimous the wrong way.
Well, one more day. It comes off tomorrow, along with everybody else. Damian Brunner now back in his own zone. I'm not going to recognize you on Sunday. We're going to have to check out your credentials.
I'll tell you, it has been a filthy experience. I mean, it really has. You just want to jump in the shower about 19 times a day.
Zidlitsky over the line. Brunner to the outside of Justin Falk. Open area at the point. Oh, collision at the side of the goal. Jordan Staal and Adam Henrique. And a penalty will follow against Carolina. Damian Brunner, delayed whistle. Back it goes Jelena. Now Zidlitsky will look it over. Nice dish for Zajac. He walks in for a chance. Ward said no. Brunner has the rebound. Back it goes. Zidlitsky holding on to it. He'll assess. Jelena has plenty of time. Here it comes. Denied by Ward. Loose for Patrick Elias. Turning stick of Zajac. It's all New Jersey. Zidlitsky holding on to it. A wrister through traffic stop by Ward. Zajac again. Now Jelena. This way for Marek Zidlitsky. Zidlitsky holding on to it, guarded by Dwyer. On the wall, Elias. Now Jelena. Here it comes. Caught by Cam Ward. 5:05 left to go in period 1. New Jersey to the power play. When we come back. Jordan Staal in the box for interference.
He's actually applauding a moment here for his owner, Mr. Peter Karmanos. We'll get to that in a minute. Watch Jordan Staal 11 going to Cam Ward's glove side post. And I guess it was, they called interference. It was almost that slashing motion. But during the delayed sequence, Cam Ward, absolutely stellar. I don't know what Cam did with the day off yesterday to prepare himself. Maybe got a little fitness in. But he has been excellent so far.
Outstanding. Off the draw now. Shorthanded, the Hurricanes get it out. They lead the NHL with 5 shorthanded goals. All of those have been scored on the road. New Jersey, number 18 with their power play, number 6 on the road. Carolina improving, 18th on the kill, number 8 at home. Here's the captain, Eric Staal, to the outside. Short-handed, he'll amble in New Jersey ice. It's stolen by Zidlitsky, and now they set it up. 4:35 left to go here in period 1. Jordan Staal, interference at 14:55.
Eric actually was in Jordan's spot killing with Patrick Dwyer, and that was picking your younger brother up. He forced a turnover and then got it deep, got off for a chance.
Now it's Gerby, Nash, Komisarek, and Belmore. Quartet of killers for Kirk Muller. Cam Ward snaps it along. It's cut off along the boards, but broken up by Nathan Gerby, and they kill time. Good look at Andy Green, Michigan native, starting from his own zone. Yager out to center ice. This way in full flight, Michael Ryder. He's gone 9 games without a goal. From the corner, Zubris. Now Ryder back to the point. Andy Green holding onto it. He'll walk the line. This way from Michael Ryder. All the way across Jelena. Here it comes. Sharp save by Ward. Dvorak has it, and out she goes.
I know it's late in just the first period, but I feel like this is already a very significant time in this hockey game.
Now Henrique at the line. Ryder. On the outskirts, holding onto it. His shot stopped by Ward. Forked high. Henrique out in front. Now Malhotra goes hard at Michael Ryder. Ron Hainsey hard pressed for Carolina. Nice pass to Manny Malhotra, and he will skate it back out to the center zone.
What a play by Hainsey. Hainsey and Malhotra roomed together with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Chemistry there. What a play by Ron to find Manny.
Now Zubris out to center ice. Waning portion of the power play. Dinas Zubris on the off wing. Worked over by Belmore. He keeps it to the outside. It's stolen by Dwyer. Jordan Staal's out of the box, and he was almost long gone. Now through the center zone, Henrique. He'll dust it off to the outside, holding onto it. Komisarek is on him. Good play by Mike Komisarek. Jordan out to neutral ice. Jordan Staal looking for a friend. It happens to be his brother. The captain trailing Jordan as he goes deep. Jordan now hard after it. Eric will hunt it down. Eric Staal holding onto it now to the outside. Here's Ryan Murphy dancing at the line off of Ryan Carter. Now Jordan out of that corner, off the boards. Gerby hits a hole. Now Eric. This way for Harrison. Murphy thinks about it. He sets up Nathan Gerby. Gerby holding onto it. Screen shot blocked by Volchenkov. Now loosened back of the goal. Jordan. Here's Eric. Shut down by Schneider. He'll freeze.
Well, Jordan out of the box, so he finds himself on a line with his brother and Gerby on the other side. And talk about an important good shift after a successful penalty kill. The Hurricanes just had one. Now Gerby, I talk about fitness on Thanksgiving. He left Jordan's house as Jordan gets the shot from, or sorry, Eric gets the shot from Jordan. Jordan had a bunch of guys over for Thanksgiving. Gerby, who started that play, told his fiance, we got to get out of here early because I've got to get a run in to get myself ready for tomorrow. I mean, that's what you have to do. Ron Francis told me yesterday, on Turkey Day, he always had to find a way, if they didn't skate, to get some type of cardio in.
Yeah, you can get logie in a hurry.
Logie?
Logie. If you have too many hoagies. Now, here's Yager in the zone with a spin on Falk, holding onto it, defended well by Justin Falk. Moved out of the zone by Riley Nash. From neutral ice and back in, Travis Zajac. Zubris over the stick of Yager. Shots 11-5, New Jersey. Zajac. Elias Lindholm is there jamming along with Riley Nash. Yager for Zajac. A puck battle here as Nash was taken down. It's loose. Getting to it, Fane. His shot. They score! Mark Fane finds a way from well out. Off the scramble. And New Jersey has a 1-0 lead.
It looked like the Hurricanes were going to emerge from the board battle to Cam Ward's right on the bench side boards, and Fane with a real assertive pitch. Former Providence Friar kept the puck in. See, Fane's backing off, and now he's going to jump. Just keeps it on sides. Is that Skinner?
It is.
Skinner loses that battle. And what does this hit? Does Yager get a piece of it?
He might have.
If he did, he just tied Steve Yzerman on the all-time goal list. But that's all about Fane winning that battle with Jeff Skinner. And that's where you have to, if you're Skinner, always stay on the defensive side of the puck. Can't tell if he got a piece or not, but either way, that's a huge goal.
See if he got a piece. Either way, Mark Fane gets his first scoring point of the season. Skinner hesitated just for that brief second. That's all it takes in this game. It looks easy, but if you do that, just stop skating for a moment, you lose your man, and he did.
Well, you just can't flee the zone. And even in the neutral zone, you have to always make sure your positioning allows for situations to get back like that.
Nathan Gerby stopping and starting, holding onto it. Up top it goes. Belmore. Here it is, wide of Corey Schneider. Played this way by Mike Komisarek. Turning stick of Eric Staal. It goes by Tuomo Ruutu. Eric Jelena, stolen by Ruutu, but he overskated, and now helping out the D, Adam Henrique. Little chip by Damian Brunner, and it comes all the way back. 1 minute left to go in period one. The Devils get the goal from Mark Fane, his first, from Dinas Zubris and Travis Zajac at 18:20. Inside the line, Andy Green. Stolen. The Hurricanes turn it over, though. Andrei Loktionov. Little shovel feed for Steve Bernier, who gloves it down. He's defended by Carolina's Jay Harrison. They go to the corner. Now along the end wall, Ryan Carter. The outside as they look to establish a cycle. He's pinned by Malhotra, and the Hurricanes get it out. Andy Green away from Radek Dvorak. Spring pass for Carter. Here he comes, Ryan Carter for Andy Green. His shot swallowed by Cam Ward.
Well, let's look again at the goal, and it may have touched Ron Hainsey. I don't think Yager gets it. Here's Hainsey right here. maybe touches the shaft of his stick. And then you see Yager's tape. I mean, it's in the lane, but doesn't necessarily look like it changes. Now it looks like that's a good look from our truck. I think maybe it hits Hainsey.
It did.
Fane makes the play.
Yeah.
It's taken him a while to really adapt, become a solid NHL defenseman. That's a big goal on a period that New Jersey has, I think, deserved the first tally.
Definitely changed directions on Cam Ward. Off the stick of Ron Hainsey. 13 shots for the Devils. Ryder along the boards, holding onto it. Michael Ryder pinned by 2, carried by Tenenby, shut down by Ward. He looks to freeze. He succeeds.
Well, 6.4 seconds left. If it stays 0-0, I actually would have said on home ice the Hurricanes have a good period because you knew that Jersey was going to be a very tough out here in this opening 20. They get the late goal that they're looking for, but now Hurricanes have to settle themselves. Ron Hainsey here, you can see that he did not want to cover that puck in the crease, be guilty of a penalty shot.
6.4 seconds on the clock. Face-off won by the Hurricanes. Jordan Staal. Along the boards now, goes by Talusti, Ryder, then Talusti, and that'll do it. 14 shots New Jersey, 5 taken by Carolina. Mike Komisarek will be Chantel McCabe's guest when we kick off the PNC Bank first intermission. It's New Jersey 1, Carolina no score right here on Fox Sports Carolina. Welcome back inside PNC Arena. Now let's take a look at the first period stats brought to you by Buffalo Brothers, the greatest tenders on planet Earth. In terms of face-offs, it was New Jersey, 2-1 margin. In terms of hits, 2-1 margin, Carolina. John Forsland, Trip Tracy. Chantel McCabe at ice level as we get set for the second period.
Well, it did just get tougher by giving up the first goal. It was going to be especially big tonight, but Carolina has won twice, both when giving up the first goal and trailing after one period. By far, the second periods, and especially of late, has been Carolina's best.
Justin Falk paired on defense. The guy with the puck is Ron Hainsey. Off the stick of Yuri Talusti, Mark Fane has the game's only goal. They got it out to center. Here's Damian Bruner. Screen shot wide of Cam Ward, and it's played by Justin Falk. Ron Hainsey has time and space in his own zone. He gets it from Talusti and back out. Mark Fane covering up. Adam Henrique knocked down by Falk. Turned back in the zone, broken up again by Falk, and away go Carolina. You're looking at Patrick Dwyer to the outside. The late man Jordan now has it out in front. One pass too many, broken up and carried out here by Patrick Elias.
Especially when Jordan Staal is trying to find his offensive groove on a 4-on-2 with guys going to the net. Simplify, 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 and that showed the hesitation of a guy that isn't scoring a ton right now.
At Dwyer, sealed off by New Jersey's Travis Zajac. It goes by Anton Volchenkov all the way down to Corey Schneider, who's getting the start tonight for Peter DeBoer after Marty Brodeur played Wednesday night against Carolina in the 4-3 victory by the Hurricanes. Now Yager over the line. He'll move to the outside of Brett Belmore. Canes looking to take the back end of this home-and-home series and improve their fortune in the Metropolitan Division. Out to center ice. Tuomo Ruutu looking for Eric Staal. Defended at the line by the Devils' John Merrill. And now Eric attempts to get it back, punched along by Merrill. We start again. A steal by Yager. Puck is loose, poked out nicely by Mike Komisarek, and the Hurricanes attack as Tuomo Ruutu sends a high fly in on Corey Schneider.
Bit of a horse collar by Jaromir Jagr on Brett Belmore there, but when you're Jaromir Jagr, you get a break, and his numbers just continue to dazzle, but his actions speak louder than words when he says it's not about the numbers, because, as I said Wednesday, he went to the KHL for several seasons playing in Siberia, and if it was all about the numbers, he never would have vacated because he would have wanted to try to continue to accumulate.
Scored the third goal for New Jersey in that 4-3 game on Wednesday night. It came late after an outstanding save by Cam Ward on Adam Henrique. Murphy's chance, Corral, they score! Jeff Skinner, right place, right time, and the Canes have tied it.
I wouldn't be surprised if Skinner was challenged between periods because of his mistake on the first goal. This is the way to make up for it. Watch him top of your screen off the face-off. It's Riley Nash that really has second effort on the faceoff. Skinner tries to throw it to the net. I don't mind that. But now he's lost in coverage and a heck of a finish. And so after making a mistake on the important first goal of the game, that's the way to do something about it. Good for Jeff.
Fourth goal of the season for Mr. Skinner, and his first since coming back from injury. Ryan Murphy should get an assist, and possibly Riley Nash. Jay Harrison, as we see it from ice level, is back on it. Ryan Murphy along the boards, a chip by Skinner. It goes high in the air. The Devils now attempt to trap the zone. Skinner turns it over. It's loose. Worked in on Cam Ward, and now back of the goal, Ryan Carter and Steve Bernier. Back to the point, Andy Green going wide. Mark Fane, his shot blocked in front. Going off Ryan Murphy. Murphy fans on a clear out. Now he gets a second chance.
And this part of Skinner's shift is just as important. Right there is scoring the goal. He's a goal scorer, but if he can do the little things in his own end after you grab momentum, that's where he becomes dynamite, and that's what he was doing at the beginning of the year.
Officially, it is Skinner from Murphy and Nash at 1:53. It comes all the way back. Off the boards and back out to center. One of your keys tonight in the Storm Tracker, number 53. Tendenby with a shot wide of Cam Ward, who had the angle, and it goes out of play.
And so far, I would actually call it an even, because unfortunately, Jeff made the key mistake on the goal against, but he does something afterwards that very few players can do. He's able to camouflage himself behind the play, takes advantage of a good bounce, but you can see that he had Schneider swimming. No idea where Jeff was going to go with that. That was a high finish and a beauty to the far side.
Good job by Riley Nash on the faceoff.
Yes,
in terms of that will. That kept the play going forward. Eventually getting back to the defense. And the shot by Murphy. Through the center zone, here's Pat Dwyer. His shot canceled by the long reach of John Merrill. Loose along the boards, Adam Henrique. He'll dump it out. Damian Brunner on Ron Hainsey. Brunner goes to work, defended well by Carolina's Ron Hainsey. Justin Falk going down. Henrique back to the point. Merrill, screen shot. Ward said no. It's loose, and Carolina will get it out.
Speaking of will, good second effort from Hainsey and Falk.
Dwyer from Toulouse, blocked by John Merrill. Dwyer gets it back. Yuri Toulouse moves it. The play read by Adam Henrique. He's tied up by Jordan. It comes out to center, and now Henrique leaves it there for Volchenkov. It's all the way back as we see in the Carolina zone. This is icing against New Jersey. The Carolina Ale House is the home for Cool Bars. The next one is Tuesday night. The Canes are in Washington. It will be in Cary. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
Long second period change. Ron Hainsey was going to go up the ice, but took a look to his left and saw New Jersey was making a line change. So he hung back, and that ended up being the difference of him winning the race to the dot for hybrid icing.
Great look at Dave Lewis orchestrating that defense. And again, kind of a makeshift crew tonight with Andre Sekera, who not only leads in defense scoring, leads in blocks, leads in takeaways. And he and Justin Falk share the lead in terms of time on ice. Now they try and get it deep. He's not playing tonight with an upper body injury. No further word on that. Now Ruutu will get it deep. He, like most of us, day to day as we look at Sunday's game against Vancouver. That's all of humanity day to day out in front. Play read by Mark Fane.
Well, they say if you have a foot into yesterday and a foot into tomorrow, you've got no chance at today.
Well said. Now Zubris. Rubbed out by Belmore. Good look at it there. Now Eric losing control. Shot taken by Zajac is blocked by Ruutu. Free to the corner. Dug out by Mike Komisarek. Not out. Mark Fane for Dinas Zubris. It's a bouncing puck. He'll grind it along the boards. He's taken down. Carolina survives, and out they go.
Taking Zubris down is a tall task. A player that was born in Lithuania and then moved to the Ukraine to play hockey and is a draft pick of the Flyers.
He's 6'5", 225 along the boards now. Skinner all the way back. Harrison looks around. Here it comes, denied by Corey Schneider. Loose at the midpoint. Harrison now for Murphy going wide. Ryan Murphy hinging all the way through. He centers one. Schneider a dandy on Skinner. Skinner now working hard, dancing. His pass broken up by Zajac. Skinner puts on a show. Jeff Skinner now broken up by Travis Zajac. And it's good to see 53 come to life.
A little bit shaken up there at the end of his shift, but he's winning the race there and the timing to get to the slot after his goal. Like I said, I'm not in the locker room, but after a mistake and a key one like that, I would be surprised if Skinner was challenged.
Now Carter with Laktianov. He'll turn away from Murphy. Center one. Nobody home out in front. Steve Bernier tipped wide by Laktianov. Loosened back of the goal. Ryan Murphy for Carolina. Broken up by Carter. Here's Jelena. It goes wide, and Ward attacked the puck. Out of the corner, Laktianov. Getting free from Lindholm. Jelena holding. Shooting one. Off the goal post. And a snow angel for Cam Ward.
What a huge play that is. Now, John, the rough stuff's ensuing as Malholtra's involved, and a couple of different contestants on both sides.
Bernier, Harrison, I believe that's Ryan Carter on the bottom. Manny Malhotra on top of him.
Face-off may come
rocket
outside
by Eric Jelena right off the pipe trip.
Well, Jelena has as heavy and naturally heavy of a shot as you're going to find. No chance for Cam to see it. This is a big break for the Hurricanes. I asked Jelena Wednesday morning, I said, Eric, did you do anything in particular to work on that shot? He said, nothing more than your average player. It just has always been able to come naturally to me. And I mentioned that his father did extensive research to see if there were any ties with former Hurricane Martin Jelena, and there aren't.
Matching penalties called here. Bernier for New Jersey, slashing, I believe. Harrison for roughing will go to 4-on-4.
So good chances at both ends. First for Skinner and then Jelena. Jelena, by the way, a Canadiens fan, grew up, he loved Chris Pronger and he loved Andrei Markov. He shot that puck like Markov. Actually, more like Canadian PK Subban. But that's a very important post to remember for Kirk Muller and the Hurricanes.
Kirk's team, 1 goal, 4-3 against in 4-on-4. New Jersey, 2-4-1 against. A break for Harrison along with Bernier. Matching penalties, just about 6 minutes gone here in the second period. John, Tripp, and Chantel with you as always. You see the penalties. We're back here Sunday afternoon. Canes and Canucks, starting with Hurricanes live at 12:30 on Fox Sports Carolinas. All the way through, Jordan by Jelena. Michael Ryder coming all the way back. He'll reverse it for Eric Jelena. He'll start from his own zone. The ice opens up a bit here in the 4-on-4 scenario. Jelena at the line. Patrick Elias all the way across Sedlitsky. Ward said no, and the rebound corralled. Justin Falk away from Jelena, who was flashing up.
What a feed by Elias. John McLean said the first day he saw the rookie.
Camped out Jordan, walking in alone. He scores! Jordan Staal sneaks in, and the Hurricanes have a 2-1 lead.
Mr. Movember, Justin Falk, what a play. Oh boy, is this ever a Hail Mary on the tape of a pass to Jordan Staal. And Jordan Staal passed up that shot on that 4-on-2 of the first shift of this period. Well, he simplified here and just buried one on the same side, a little bit lower, as to where Jeff Skinner beat Schneider. And the Hurricanes continue to write one heck of a story in second periods. It really has been a thing of beauty with the way they have grabbed second periods of late.
Well, it just speaks to how they've been able to get through a great deal in terms of different types of adversity. Another chance turned out by Corey Schneider off the stick of Tuomo Ruutu. Jágr moves it away for Zajac. Travis Zajac defended well by Mike Komisarek, but he gave it away to Zajac, and they start again. Jágr holding onto it. A rolling puck. Travis Zajac knocking it down now. Jágr shut down by Ward, and a hand pass is called. The whistle had blown. No further play. 12:58 left to go in the second period. The Canes with a 2-1 lead. Welcome back to Raleigh. The Canes with a 2-1 lead, and we have a new look on defense tonight. Ron Hainsey and Justin Falk playing together.
Well, I want you to watch Hainsey when he comes over here and then reverses sides. I kept talking about switching sides against a team like New Jersey the other night. He draws two players, switches sides, Falk with his head up, and then just an absolute home run pass just on sides, and what a boost for Jordan Staal.
Little tussle off the draw. Zajac and Eric Staal, Ron Hainsey and Jágr. A couple of holiday greetings. They'll separate. And Zajac again goes back at Staal. We'll see. Off the draw. Comes all the way back. Justin Falk for Ron Hainsey. Crowd buzzing. There was a marriage proposal, and she said yes.
So clearly he's no turkey.
No. Yager on the way through. Busting in the zone, holding up his man. And the veteran will take a seat, and Carolina will go to the power play.
Remember how frustrated he was at different points in the game on Wednesday? He actually was lucky not to get a holding penalty earlier in this period. And this goes back to that face-off. And this is a minor that you just don't want to take in the offensive zone. So the Hurricanes want to definitely take advantage here. Just blown away by these second periods. I mean, Vancouver's a team coming in here Sunday who also has been dazzling in second periods, and the Canes continue to do it.
Yager for hooking, second power play for Carolina. Justin Faulk, Jeff Skinner. Faulk again, they play catch. In the ring now, they dust it off. Cut across by Lindholm and gained here by Skinner. Jeff Skinner asserts. Loads it up, blocked by Green. Faulk the keep. Getting it back now, Skinner one more time. Jeff Skinner looks for a lane. Faulk, here it comes. Pinballing wide, loose this way. Jeff Skinner's on it, away from Adam Henrique. He'll set up shop. Skate to stick. Eric out of the corner, back to the point. Foot race won by Henrique. Pestered a bit by Faulk as Harrison and Bernier return. And play comes to a halt. 11:58 left to go in the second period.
Pete DeBoer said Carolina won the game in New Jersey because of blocks. I want you to watch Green here first. And then I think it was Volchenkov or Henrique on the other side. Big block. And then another one on Faulk coming up in the second. Right here.
Jordan Staal, Nathan Gerbe, Tuomo Ruutu, Ron Hainsey, and Ryan Murphy now. Power play unit for Kirk Muller. You can take a look at the block shots so far tonight. Hainsey in control. All the way across, gaining entry is Murphy. Volchenkov is on him. Pushed along by Elias, gained by Volchenkov. Andy Green given a shove by Jordan. Now Dinas Zubras. Back in his own zone, he'll lumber out to center. And directly off the boards, he kills some time. Ron Hainsey now will crank it up. You see the time left on Carolina's second power play. He'll slide it ahead. Tuomo Ruutu hunts it down. Gerbe along the boards by him. Stolen by New Jersey Zubras. He'll move it out.
Or that 4-on-3 sequence. We always talk about 4-on-3, such better opportunities than 5-on-4s. It's just that lack of movement, whether it be bodies moving, a little too stagnant, and the pucks too. And that's the difference between shots getting through and not.
27 seconds on the power play. Jordan for Gerbe. To the point, it splits the two. Faulk and Murphy, it comes all the way out. Justin Faulk now backpedaling in his own zone. Final push for Carolina with the power play. Harrison off the stick of Ryan Carter, and it goes out of play. If the Hurricanes put the biscuit in the basket during the Duke Energy power play tonight, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's Bo time.
Justin Faulk had a good friend who visited him yesterday on Thanksgiving. His name is Cody Danberg. He played with him at Minnesota Duluth, where Faulk just played his freshman year, won a national championship. I said, how many years did Danberg play? 6. He redshirted twice.
Lots of study time. Now it's carried out by Zubras.
It's got to be a record.
You would think. One more year in the 5-year program. Now along the boards. Broken up here by Lindholm and back out. Skinner. Working Mark Fane. John Merrill has it. Even terms on the ice where it counts. Carolina by 1. Looking for their second win and a sweep of this home-and-home set with New Jersey this week.
You're right about that. Faulk just left after his freshman year, or did he play 2?
No, 1 year.
Yeah, go with your first impression.
Go with it all the time, Trip. You're bang on. Now, Yager over the line, holding on to it, looking for Zubras to go to the wall. Justin Faulk in control. Turned back. Yager all the way across. Detected by Drayson Bowman. Lead feed. Lindholm, he was handcuffed. New Jersey attempts a transition. Big hit. Justin Faulk says hello to Andrei Loktionov.
Well, you look at Paul Martin's injury, U.S.-born defenseman in Pittsburgh. I already think that Faulk is a guy that, if I had to pick, I think he's going to make the team, and he's really making a push right now.
Now along the boards, Malhotra. Harrison looking for Bowman. It rolls around off of Schneider. Played here by Zidlitsky, checked by Malhotra. They jam along the boards. Manny Malhotra attempts to get it deep. He goes right at Zidlitsky, wins a battle, but Steve Bernier sets up Ryan Carter, and away they go. A little chip and chase. Carolina circling back. Elias Lindholm for Ryan Murphy. Wedged along by Andy Green. Now the four-man scrum. Carter, Mokhtianov, Stalin, Murphy, and now Bowman in his own zone. Off the glass, all the way back out to center. Volchenkov losing control in a collision that time with Radek Dvorak. Now it's carried in by Ryan Murphy. Out of the corner. It's loose. Moved along by Tedenby, and out goes Jacob Josephson. For Michael Ryder to the outside of his man. To the corner, Josephson on a cycle for Ryder. Tedenby sneaks in. He's defended by Ryan Murphy. Matthias Tedenby for Jacob Josephson. Ryder on this line. It's moved back to the point. John Merrill gets it deep. Yuri Talusti in the defensive zone of Carolina. Attempts to get it out. He's tied up by Josephson, who stays with it. Jacob Josephson up top again, feigned. His bid blocked by Jordan Stahl. Played here by Michael Ryder. Off the skate boot of Tedenby, fanned on by Cam Ward, but he moves it. Loose along the boards now. Patrick Elias tied up. It goes by John Merrill, and Carolina will get some relief.
And Murphy's got to get off the ice. Boy, was he ever tired there. He had jumped in the rush. His partner Harrison got off probably a minute ago.
Puck is dumped in by John Merrill. Top of your screen, Carolina's Justin Falk in tight quarters for the captain, and away they go. Here's Nathan Gerbe with Eric Stahl and Pat Dwyer. Gerbe holding on to it. His shot off the glove of Corey Schneider. Free to the corner, Bruner. Elias, now Henrique out to center ice. Here's Anton Volchenkov. He'll feed it in.
Gerbe playing with Schneider, good friends at BC, and both goals have come in different ways on the glove side. Gerbe goes to the glove there. Perhaps that might be the report that Nathan's given.
Justin Falk has time. New Jersey changing, but the play read by Adam Henrique. They start again. Andy Green. Center zone, Yager. He'll turn. At the line, it's Henrique. He'll dust it off. Jaromir Yager goes to work on Manny Malhotra. Yager shakes free, holds onto it, centers one. Good stick. Ron Hainsey, delayed whistle. A penalty upcoming against Carolina. Now it's Andy Green all the way across. In control, they work it deep. Volchenkov for Dinas Zubris on the wall. Moving it back is Yager now. Here's Volchenkov, turned out by Ward. The rebound. Side of the goal, Zubris. Moved off for Green. Volchenkov moving it by Yager. Now Dinas Zubris for Patrick Elias. And finally, Carolina will get possession. Chantel McCabe with Canes assistant John McLean, a former Devil, when we come back.
Coach, how do you keep this lead, especially with the penalty kill coming up?
Yeah, we just got to, do what we've been doing here on the penalty kill, get down the ice, try and kill it down 200 feet away from our net. And, we got to get pucks deep here. You don't get a lot of chances, so you got to be make sure the puck goes 200 feet and make it a 200-foot game.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, the challenge is Manny Malhotra's in the box, so you lose that draw when you probably would have won it.
Zidlitsky now keeps it ahead. Second power play for New Jersey. Travis Zajac, Damian Brunner tied up. Carolina in control. It's Jordan Stahl. He'll move it all the way back.
Boy, Jordan, after that missed shooting opportunity on his first shift of the period, he's gone back to the basics. And I honestly believe when Jordan doesn't worry about scoring goals, that's when he's going to start scoring. And that's why I always say, if he plays the way he does shorthanded the rest of his game, when he doesn't worry about offense, everything will take care of itself.
Patrick Elias over the line. A loose puck swept out of the zone by Eric Stahl. Corey Schneider out to play at $1:19 left on the Devil power play. Henrique, good stick of the line by Justin Falk. Getting to it is Travis Zajac. Patrick Elias. Curling back Green, a sloppy play here and a steal by Talusti. Brett Belmore will kill more time. And that's the up-ice work that John McLean was talking about.
Well, they're leading the league in shorthanded goals, but you have to go way back to seasons past when we started talking about that with John McLean, how the penalty killing starts right there behind that goal line. And eventually, by not cheating, you're going to start with pressure to create offense.
Here comes Green. It appeared offside. It is not. It's dumped out by Brett Belmore.
John McLean, remember the years where New Jersey, Kovalchuk and Parisi were scoring shorthanded goals, but they were among the league leaders. I think that had a lot to do with a guy named John McClain.
20 seconds left on the penalty to Manny Malhotra. This is Yager. Over the line, he gains entry. It's laid back. Michael Ryder, fought off by Ward. He attempts to recover. It's knocked out of midair by Ron Hainsey. Jordan Staal, up the gut and out.
Ryder is in a funk right now, but he can shoot and release the puck as well as anybody. And he said himself, I was brought in to score goals. I'm not scoring. I need a bounce. Well, there Cam had to fight that one off.
Along the boards now, Eric Staal in a battle with John Merrill. Carolina has killed it off. New Jersey 0 for 2, 3 shots with their 2 power plays tonight. Good look at ice level. Yager breaks it out to Eric Jelena from well out, off the stick of Jay Harrison, and out of play. We are late in the second period. Solid effort by the Hurricanes in the second period. They have a 1-goal lead. We have a military salute ongoing here in the capital city. Coors Light Cold Hard Fact installment number 2 here tonight. Little Devils history involving Carolina's head coach and assistant John McClain.
Well, first, Kirk Muller taking 1 pick after Mario Lemieux. That's how highly touted he was, and was part of a blockbuster trade that led to a Stanley Cup for Captain Kirk in Montreal. And for John McClain, he is a guy that only trails Patrick Elias in career scoring for New Jersey. Boy, fun to watch both those guys playing when I was coming up through the ranks. And McClain, I said earlier, he said he noticed that Elias was going to be a special player the first time he saw him with Peter Sikora in an inter-squad game.
Both had so much to do with the Devils changing their culture to become what they have been, really a model franchise over the years under the leadership of their general manager, Lou Lamoriello. Shot taken by Jay Harrison, blocked by Ryan Carter. Ryan Murphy goes deep.
And McClain scored one of the most famous goals still in Devils history to get him into the playoffs in Chicago, and then a wonderful celebration. That's the game where Ken Danica, what a player, came to the bench and said, I can't stay out here. I'm just too excited. You got to take me off.
He's all the way back now. Lindholm by him and out to center ice. Volchenkov is on it for New Jersey. A long pass out to center. Moving in the zone now, Matthias Tedenby, and getting back for Carolina, Brett Belmore. Now Holtra bottled up, and he recovers. He got it back out to the center zone with a Devils steal and try and get it back in the zone, but they do so offside. Everybody tags up. Through center ice now, forked along by Radek Dvorak. Out to play it is Corey Schneider. Now the Devils from their own zone. Josephson elevates the puck. Ryder has Tedenby, who's alone out in front, but he's forced by Komisarek. Now Tedenby looking for Josephson, and it pinballs all the way back.
Okay, so good read there by Komisarek to not hesitate, take away time and space, and then Belmore, who was caught up the ice, went back to the house, the slot area first, and ends up making a good follow-up play.
Carolina out shooting New Jersey 7-5 in this period. Through center ice, Hainsey, now Jordan Staal. He has one of 2 Carolina goals scored in the second period. Jeff Skinner started the scoring early at 1:53 of this period. Icing is called here against New Jersey.
Another former Devil, Dave Lewis. Listen to this. Wednesday in the meeting before the game, Dave walked in the locker room in front of all the guys and put a cardboard box on the floor. And the guys were like, what's this, Dave? They called Louie. And he said, the Devils love to get 4 guys in the box with 1 in the middle. You got to spread them out. That's how you open the box.
Brilliant.
You should work for UPS or, well,
Brilliant.
I guess the Postal Service, because they use the most cardboard. But
yeah. Now Henry moving up, tied up by Ron Hainsey. Out of the corner now. Along the boards, Bruner broken up by Jordan Staal. Falk is at his side. It's a 4-on-2 if they hurry. Jordan now corrals the puck with that long reach. His shot goes high. Loose this way for Patrick Elias. He'll shy away from Talusti, and Henrique for Damian Bruner. Broken up by Eric. Eric Staal over the line now, rolls it in.
Good stick from Eric. Just a good habit. Earlier in the year, I think that stick is more around his waist. It's low to the ice, causes the turnover.
Good work habits. Eric again, holding, centering one off a body detected by Jelena, and out they go. Eric Jelena to neutral ice, directly off the boards. Cam Ward legally in that trapezoid. Here's Belmore. Brett Belmore Protected in the center zone by New Jersey's Mark Fane. He has their goal, and Carolina, as we see, back in their own territory. Mark Fane in control. 66 seconds left in period 2. Shots 19 New Jersey, 12 Carolina. A chip. Ward said no on Zubras. And now Yager for Zubras. A block out in front. Belmore with the stop of the night. And it comes back out.
Oh, is that ever the stop of the night? And rivals Cam's 2 saves of the week. I mean, because Cam was in a rare moment long gone out of the net.
Belmore says no. You got to love it. Now over the line. Here they come. In the zone, Skinner held up. Andy Green will go. Skinner pays a price. Carolina with it. Schneider the save on Riley Nash. And the Canes late in the second period go to the power play.
How big does that make the save by that guy? Right now, what a turn of event. Well, with a nice tap from Justin Peters. He knows how important it was. Watch 73, left side of your screen right here. Goes down, takes away the lower portion. Would have had to be a perfect shot to beat him. Then Skinner draws the penalty from Green at the other end and nearly drew one from Yager on a little bit of a higher hit from Yager during the delayed sequence, but Brett Belmore continues to impress.
Green for holding. 19:30. Third power play for Carolina. Elias Lindholm will take it for the Hurricanes. Skinner at his side. Stolen by Adam Henrique. The Devils have scored 2 shorthanded goals this season. One of those on the road. Cam Ward fields it. 18 seconds left here in period 2. Ryan Murphy. He'll quarterback from his own zone. You're looking at Justin Falk. He'll dump it in. Hard around it goes. Lindholm gives chase. He attempts to shake off Volchenkov. Mark Fane picks an opening, not out. Shot taken, blocked by Volchenkov. And that'll do it as the horn goes here at PNC Arena. 20 shots New Jersey, 13 Carolina, but the Canes scored twice in front of Cam Ward in that period. And one of the guys who has one of the goals, Jordan Stahl, will be Chantel McCabe's guest when we kick off the PNC Bank second intermission. After some brief messages, great hockey game tonight, the second game of a home-and-home set. It's Carolina 2 and New Jersey 1 after 40 here at PNC Arena. We're back right after this. Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Kangaroo Express, your home of the $1.50 dog and drink. By Moe's Southwest Grill. Welcome to Moe's. By the North Carolina Education Lottery. Play Powerball with Power Play. Jackpots start at $40 million. By Raleigh Orthopedic, or where the pros go. Raleigh Orthopedic. And by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Thanksgiving weekend here in the capital city. We trust that you and yours had a wonderful holiday meal yesterday. Carolina enjoying a 1-goal lead after 40. Coors Light Cold Hard Facts, number 3 tonight. Eric Stahl, active point streaks right now, and back of Chicago's Patrick Kane.
Well, Eric has found his game, and what I like even more is plus minus can sometimes be an unlucky statistic, but over the course of time, it's a trend. And Eric has been a plus player during this streak on top of it, and that is probably the most encouraging part to me. May not have the razzle-dazzle of the points, but I like it just as much.
Second period goals for the Hurricanes. And it has been a time that they've been able to seize lately. Sunday against Ottawa, Wednesday at the Rock, and now tonight. And they always say that's where you get the emotional control of a game, and they've done that.
The challenge now is New Jersey's best periods have been their thirds. I mean, you can look beyond those 3 games. The 2 goals in Detroit, the 2 goals in St. Louis, so it's been their period.
Carolina defeated New Jersey on Wednesday night. They have a 2-point lead over them in the standings. The Devils have lost 3 in a row. Ryan Murphy moved off. Skinner down low in the power play. Stahl, what a stop! Corey Schneider, his best on Eric Stahl. Canes have lots of time on the power play as we start this third period. Dinah Zubras tied up by Ryan Murphy. Andy Green went off at 19:30 at period 2 for holding. Now it's Justin Falk over the middle. To the outside, off the boards by Schneider. Loose this way for Eric. Eric along the boards, down deep. Hunted down by Jeff Skinner with 1 of 2 goals tonight. Skinner holding on to it now. He rights the ship. Here's Ryan Murphy. Murphy holding on to it. He'll walk it. He'll spin away from Henrique, who makes the steal. 2-on-1. Short-handed. He along with the guy with it. Patrick Elias. Elias delays. Great stick. Justin Falk. Here come the Hurricanes back the other way. Skinner over the line. Calling for it. Eric. His shot goes high and wide. And it's loose. Kicked ahead by Belmore. And the Devils are after it.
Well, it's a huge save by Schneider on Stahl, trying to extend his point streak. But then as Murphy gets caught, that's as good of a play, as timely of a play as you're going to make from Justin Falk on the 2-on-1.
Oh, huge play. Now Adam Henrique feeds it in. Again, Carolina playing without Andre Sekera on the back end tonight. Out with a lower body injury. Now it's played along the boards. Jordan Stahl picked off by Ryan Carter and back out. Carolina 0 for 3 in the power play. 3 shots with it as they get it deep. Now Carter moved along the wall. Played by Zajac. Damian Brunner. 1-on-2. Brunner holding onto it. It stung Jay Harrison, who had the block, and now Jordan Stahl away for Drayson Bowman. Defended by New Jersey's Andy Green. Zubris. Underneath it is Brunner. Away he goes through the center ice area. Dvorak broken up by Zidlitsky. He'll dump it in.
Now Brunner coming back after being a healthy scratch. A lot of speed on this shift, and Harrison had a good block on him. Then a stick play on the other side by Komisarek.
Radek Dvorak ahead now for Drayson Bowman. He has room. His shot fought off by Schneider. The Devils take care of the rebound. It was Zidlitsky getting back out to center. Play that time circling back by Dvorak. Here's Yager. He turns it over to Drayson Bowman. Bowman now in control, moving it by Marek Zidlitsky. And now you see Eric Jelena from the corner, bottled up by Bowman. Loose along the boards. Yager turns, and the Devils start fresh.
Falk has done such a job on Yager. Yager just gave him a stick. That tells you that you have rattled the cage of a future Hall of Famer.
Off the boards, Elias. Broken up by Falk. He gets it back. Patrick Elias this way. John Merrill. Up top, Jelena. On the flank again, Elias. Again for John Merrill. Everything to the outside. Patrick Elias along the boards. Back for Jelena. Off the stick of the man up top, Patrick Dwyer. And it goes out of play.
Well, you and I have seen, John, some third-period power plays on fresh ice. The Hurricanes haven't been ready, and it's cost them games. This one, they were ready. Heck of a play by Stahl, better save by Schneider. But then afterwards, Murphy gets caught, and watch Falk. His job is the pass, and then if he can seal Elias, the shooter, at the last second, that's a bonus. And boy, did he ever do both beautifully.
Faceoff will be in the Carolina zone. Patrick Elias, the all-time leading point getter in Devils franchise history, opposed by Jordan Stahl. Off the draw, back out it goes. John Merrill tied up a bit. Now back in his own zone, Jordan. Off the skate of Henrique and out. Elias a steal. Off of Dwyer. Just outside the line as we see. Yuri Talusti for Carolina. Sealed off a bit by Mark Fane, who has New Jersey's only goal out of the corner. Henrique for Bernier. Steve Bernier out to center, some room for Andy Green. Green cutting, holding onto it, getting some room. Good job here by Andy Green off the paddle of Cam Ward. Damian Brunner punched along by Laktionov. Ward got a pad to it. Now it comes deep. Damian Brunner out in front. The store minded by Mike Komisarek. Not out though. Mark Fane. Andre Laktionov. Laktionov grinding along the boards away from Nash. Trading places with Damian Brunner. Indirect pass for Mark Fane. He'll get it ahead. Laktionov now stopping and starting. Out of the corner, broken up. Good job that time by Riley Nash, and Carolina survives.
He's been Carolina's best face-off man at 75% there. The job is the low centerman. A real nice night for Nash.
Pass deflects from Lindholm and back out. Michael Ryder gave it away to Jay Harrison. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. We're back here Sunday afternoon. The Canes and the Vancouver Canucks. Starting with Hurricanes Live at 12:30. Ruutu took down his man. It was Volchenkov, who's slow to get up. Comes all the way back in the Carolina zone, and play comes to a halt.
What a hit. I mean, Volchenkov, pound for pound, is as strong as any player in the league. First game back from injury, looked to be a very clean, legal hit. Tuomo Ruutu yesterday on Thanksgiving actually has a road bike. And because it was an off day, he wanted to make sure to get some exercise, so he went for a nice little bike ride with that cycling bike. And to me, the puck is just departed. It's a continuation. I think it's a heck of a hit.
Gets a little attention. 5 hits tonight for Tuomo Ruutu. Riding that goal-scoring streak, a modest one at 2 games, but good for him. And he really got back to basics in terms of that physicality, which has continued here tonight, and that has helped trigger his game as it comes all the way back in New Jersey ice. Jelena fights off a man. Zajac gets over. Eric Stahl on the wall. Back out to the center zone, fielded by Justin Falk. Ron Hainsey will slam it ahead. It comes all the way back in the Devils zone. Ruutu grinding for Carolina. Cuomo Ruutu and Eric Stahl. It pops out. Nathan Gerbe is there. It's frozen by Corey Schneider. Nightly on Fox Sports Live, Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole bring you all the scores, news, and highlights you need. Don't miss Fox Sports Live nightly on Fox Sports 1. To find it, go to foxsports1.com.
Komisarek and Belmore played so many different sides, offside, natural side. They've got to talk. Mike just said, what do you want to play on this shift, Brett? You want to play your... They're still talking about it. Watch, they'll change left to right, right to left, probably 3 times in this shift.
Belmore now will saddle it off the stick. It goes out of play. 14:34 left in this third period. They're going to move the face-off outside the blue line, going directly off Belmore.
And now it looks like Belmore was going to come to and just educate people. Now Komisarek's a right shot, so he's going to start on his left side. Well, if he has to go back and play the puck in his own end, it's more difficult. Or if he has to make a pass in the neutral zone, he has to make it on the backhand, not the forehand, unless he positions himself.
Through center, it redirects in on Cam Ward. Belmore. Carolina swiftly out to center ice. A loose puck as we see. Komisarek had it, lost it, steered ahead by Steve Bernier. Carolina again circles back, but the Devils are offside, so we get a stoppage.
Classic example there. Belmore goes back on the offside, has to gather that puck on his backhand. And for Mike to be willing to say, hey, Brett, you're having a great year. You're a younger player. I'm going to play that offside. It's just a real credit to Mike Komisarek and the type of character guy he is. I think he's fought through and made a real contribution just over 10 minutes through 2.
Yeah, this is really an accomplishment here, jumping in. Again, he hasn't played since that Boston game on November 18th. It's rolled in. Zidlitsky back in his own zone. Fans recovers. Ryder pinned by Harrison. And the Hurricanes do a good job to keep it for now in the Devil's zone. Volchenkov, no worse for wear, out to center ice. Harrison got to it, brought along by Loktionov. He'll button hook, lay it back. It's Damian Brunner. Brunner down low by Murphy. Loose this way for Andrei Loktionov. He'll attempt to pass, now grind a cycle for Michael Ryder, held up by Jay Harrison. Ryan Murphy off a body, Nash helping out the D, loose to the corner as we see. Dug out by Loktionov, good work by him. Inside for Brunner, Damian Brunner. Michael Ryder turns, sends it back for Volchenkov. Now Zidlitsky, here it comes, denied by Ward, it's loose, fought for, frozen by Cam Ward, and Michael Ryder with a big hit on Riley Nash. 13:20 left to go in this third period. Carolina 2 and New Jersey 1.
Back in the third, the Canes are up 2-1. Now, for 3 games in a row, Cam Ward has made some highlight reel saves. Goalie coach Greg Steffen said Ward came into this season in his best shape ever. Having only played a handful of games last season because of his injury, he was more determined than ever to make this season a great one. Now, what advice does Coach Greg Steffen give to all his goalies? He says the harder that you work in the right areas, the luckier that you get. And I think Cam Ward this season has been a perfect example of that, guys.
What he's learned is that the game is about 90% mental, Chantel, and that's absolutely true. And when you're coming back from injury, fighting health, you have to find a way to stay positive no matter what. And that's something that Greg Steffen really applies not only to his coaching of the goaltending position, but his life. Because that's all you can do is keep moving forward.
Zubris now, as it's rolled back. Eric Stahl around the boards. Malhotra out to center ice. Ruutu in a puck battle here, won by New Jersey. Eric Jelena circle back in his own zone. He's paired with John Merrill, who has the puck. Yager in the center zone, a give back at Jelena. Here they come, and Carolina has it stacked up in the center zone. Hainsey partnered tonight with Justin Falk. They start from their own zone. They get it out. Ruutu takes a hit from Zubris to make a play. Now Jordan sealed off nicely by Eric Jelena. Mark Fane around the boards for Yager. Tries to steamroll his way by Komisarek. And helping him out was Patrick Dwyer.
We just saw the value there of the defensive zone faceoff coming on a break. Manny Malhotra takes the faceoff on a line he's not usually on, then makes a play along the ball, assuming a winger's position, and gets off as soon as it gets out.
From the corner, a steal by Dwyer. Fancy Dan move, fanning on a pass though, and it's fished out. An attempted clear by Elias, and now Andy Green looking for Bernier. It deflects all the way back. Komisarek is hard pressed. Steve Bernier is on him. Radek Dvorak ahead now for Jiri Tlusty. It's Malhotra over the line. He goes wide. His shot fought off by Schneider. Played by Zidlitsky. And away they go. Damian Brunner locates the puck. Shadowed by Jay Harrison. A good job there. New Jersey, though, in control. Anton Volchenkov plays it along the boards and deep. Ryan Murphy looks around. His partner is Jay Harrison, handcuffed by the pass. Along the boards. Worked along by Malhotra. Back out to the center zone. Michael Ryder. Brunner. Loktionov. Ward had it. He lost it. We're tied. Andrei Loktionov sneaks one home. 2-2.
Well, that's Loktionov's first goal in eons as well. The Devils were able to generate a lot of speed through the neutral zone. You see Harrison gets caught up the blue line, as does Bowman. Bowman obviously is a forward. Murphy is just trying to play catch up, and you're going to have to allow that shot. Murphy just tries to get out of the way, and Cam won't like that because he was beat through him with just a squibbler. But that's probably a play because you don't have back pressure like you want from the forwards that Harrison would not have wanted to take as aggressive of a route of holding the line. You just want to hang back, and if you have to, play a 3-on-2 at worst.
They've been good in the third, as we see. Loktionov, his first goal in 17 games. His last goal, October the 19th, against the New York Rangers, his only goal this season. So the young Russian gets his second as he sneaks it between the wickets of Cam Ward, and we're deadlocked. Puck goes high in the air. Zubris pays the price, muscled by Justin Falk. The assists go to Damian Brunner and Michael Ryder at 8:43. Outside the line, Yager's in. He'll pull up. Stolen by Nathan Gerbe. He starts his engine. Gerbe walks in, a shot taken, blocked by Mark Fane. Tuomo Ruutu. Now Zajac tied up on the forecheck. A steal. Stahl tried to will it out in front. That was Eric, and now Zajac off the boards and back out. Just about halfway through period 3 now. Level ground here at PNC Arena. Loose along the boards. Dwyer goes deep. Andy Green looking for Patrick Elias. Mike Komisarek back to get it ahead of Steve Bernier, who's busting in on him. He finishes off Komisarek. Along the boards now, Henrique. Steve Bernier in a battle with Komisarek. Patrick Elias darting. He attempts a pass broken up by Jordan Stahl, and out they go. You're looking at Patrick Dwyer. Ice taken away by Andy Green on him. Mark Fane, forechecked by Tlusty and Dwyer. It's a 5-man scrum. You see it up close. Referee says move it. The players, I think, will comply at some point. And they do. Poked along by Henrique. Getting to it here is Michael Ryder.
And the Hurricanes, all three forwards exhausted, so a makeshift change. You never want to change 3 at a time.
Here comes Ryder. Attempts to put on a show. Loktionov in control. Zidlitsky, nobody home out in front. An attempt for Ryder. Back to the point. Volchenkov headed back. Carolina pokes it back out to center ice. Lindholm gave it away. They turn it back. Loktionov for Brunner. Fished along by Ryder. Ryder fights off Nash. Walks in for a chance. Slid right out in front. A penalty upcoming here against Carolina as the Devils have momentum. Hooking is the call. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 9:02 left to go in this third period. Andrei Loktionov has tied it for New Jersey.
New Jersey just scored. Is Damian Brunner offsides? Does he enter the Carolina zone before the puck crosses the blue line? Very, very close. And he drops it for Loktionov. Loktionov scores. And now you see the hook that led us to commercial. Riley Nash on Michael Ryder.
So the Devils now have their third power play. Riley Nash in the box for hooking. Off the draw, Patrick Elias. Inside it goes, it's Yager. He's defended by Falk, it's loose, swept across by Brunner. Radek Dvorak has it along the boards, held in by Travis Zajac. They turn it back to the point. John Merrill. Now Yager. Tough time finding the handle. He gets it back. Elias in back of the goal to the outside. Awaiting the puck is Travis Zajac. Turning is Damian Brunner. He'll settle it down. Inside it goes and out of the corner now. He gets it from Elias. Brunner throws on the brakes. Patrick Elias down deep. Merrill at the point. He'll walk the line. Elias turns, darts, holds onto it. Here's Yager, side of the goal. Seen pass off a body. Merrill with a shot, blocked in front. It's loose. Travis Zajac. Patrick Elias moving it by Ron Hainsey. Awaiting the puck here is Jaromir Yager. Yager holding onto it inside Elias all the way back. Merrill, a one-timer here. Zajac. Ward says no. No rebound.
Most important rebound control moment of Cam's game thus far. Hurricanes penalty killers on for 58 seconds. They needed a whistle. Not just to say, but a whistle. Heck of a play earlier from Hainsey. Even when he slides out of play, he still seems to have the fight to be able to block shots. And now you get Jordan on with Dwyer. Fresh legs, two fresh defensemen. Key rebound.
Jordan Staal, Adam Henrique. Henrique wins it back. Green at the point. One-timer Jelena stinging Belmore. They score! Adam Henrique picks up the loose change, scores on the power play, and the Devils have a 3-2 lead.
Well, if you ever need an example of how important special teams face-offs are, you're going to see it right here. Jordan comes on. You know, he tried to win that cleanly on the forehand. I'm just not sure. Manny Malhotra, I like it when guys even on that side try to either tie up or win it on the backhand and tell the goalie it might be coming at you. The one-timer hits Belmore, probably in the back of the leg. Let's hope he's okay. Henrique times it. Well, he lucks out that he's in the slot at the right time and quickly deposits it in the back of the net. I just don't like it when you go for that forehand win, you really take the chance of losing it cleanly.
Adam Henrique winning that face-off away from Jordan Staal. They work it around the clock. Belmore stung by the shot. Henrique had the inside route, got to a loose puck, and scores on the power play. And, of course, he was the player that was robbed by Cam Ward late in New Jersey on Wednesday night. New Jersey 1 for 3 with a power play, and they have a one-goal lead. 7:37 left in regulation time. Out of the corner, Laktianov holding onto it. Here's Ryan Carter. Back to the point, Mark Fane. He'll go deep out of the reach of Andrei Laktianov. Along the boards now, pinned by New Jersey. Laktianov leaving it there, broken up by Harrison. Now a jam between Ruutu and Carter as they scrum along the far side.
What a hit again. As Ruutu, sometimes when you feel a hit coming, the best thing you can do is dish it out. His second collision that he's won against Volchenkov this period.
Eric Jelena and Andy Green get the assists on Adam Henrique. His 6th goal of the season. 12:02 is the time. And Brett Belmore has gone to that Kane dressing room. We'll keep an eye for his return. Punched along by Ron Hainsey. 6:49 left in this third period. The Devils trying to stave off a 4-game losing skid, and Carolina has won 2 in a row as they enter tonight. Looking to build here at home before hosting Vancouver on Sunday afternoon. Ron Hainsey, little break up here, and it's carried deep by Jaromir Jagr. Getting to it now, Manny Malhotra for Jeff Skinner, who sends it all the way back, and Jagr is lurking. Jagr in the corner getting help from Travis Zajac. Zajac muscled by Malhotra. He stays with it. Good work by New Jersey's Travis Zajac. Now Jagr. He's held up by Justin Falk. He stays with it. Jagr back to the point. Merrill. Here it comes. They score! It breaks in off Cam Ward, and the Devils have a 4-2 lead.
2 shots just barely find their way between Cam Ward's legs in this period. Laktianov, now Merrill. The strength of both Jaromir Jagr, as strong of a player from the waist down that has ever played this game, and then Dainis Zubris, who has always been built like a Mack truck in his lower body. They just wore Carolina down, which is already a good play because you have the lead. It's going to help the clock. Does Zubris get a piece of this on the way in? Yeah, he does. So that is not on Cam at all. That is a heck of a tip, heck of a shift by Dainis Zubris. And it all started with Jaromir and Zubris and what they did on the cycle just to, from a wear-down standpoint.
It certainly at first glance looked like John Merrill's first NHL goal. On that replay, it looked like definitely off the stick of Daina Zubris. And if so, Zubris will score his 4th goal of the season. And the Devils now, in a game like this, monumental 2-goal lead. 5:39 left in regulation time, back out to center ice. They have 26 shots, the Hurricanes with 16, and they have turned the tables in this 3rd period.
They have taken advantage of 2 key mistakes on the goals that brought them back into the game and gave them the lead.
3 goals in 5 minutes and 9 seconds. Batted down with a high stick by Ryan Murphy. 5:18 left to go in regulation time. We're going down the stretch in Raleigh. The Canes are down by a deuce. Late stages here in Raleigh. Let's take a look at the Hurricanes' teeth-rattling check of the game presented by Dr. Tom Long, the official team dentist for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Well, Falk has had a couple of beauties, and Ruutu has had 2 complete dish-out affairs to tell you about how strong he is with Volchenkov. Boy, I continue to look at the defensive zone face-off on the go-ahead goal by Henrique. And if Manny Malhotra can be the best face-off man in the league using his backhand on both sides, I would follow him.
Shot taken. They want more. Cam Ward said no as he stacked the pads. And the Devils come calling once again. 5:06 left to go in this 3rd period. Steve Bernier busting right in.
Isn't it amazing, the psychological effect, whether it be Carolina in their recent 2nd periods or the Devils in their recent 3rds? I mean, if you look at the numbers of what New Jersey's done in 3rd periods over the last couple of weeks, by far their best period, and that just gives you a mental edge, right, that nothing's impossible.
Off the face-off, Hainsey turned it over. Josephson, now Carter. Ryan Carter to the outside. Left in the corner, Jacob Josephson for New Jersey. Spinning away from Ron Hainsey, who ties him up. See it up close. They hit a hole. It's Carter. Hainsey in a foot race ahead of Bernier. They turn it over. Josephson keeps it deep. Now Eric Stahl. Out to center ice. Moved off for Tuomo Ruutu. The Canes with only 3 shots on goal in this 3rd period. Falk outside the line and in. It's offside. Let's take a look at tonight's Storm Tracker and see how this is played out.
Well, get to a motivated goalie, which was another way of saying score the first goal. And New Jersey was able to do it late in the 1st period. Win the slots again. Right now, the game-winning goal, as it would be, is Henrique's from the slot. And the Skinner factor, I call that a wash because Skinner made a tough mistake on the first goal of the game, but then scored a beauty to tie it at 1.
New Jersey 8 shots in this 3rd period as opposed to 3 by Carolina. And the Devils come back as they have scored 3 goals in this period. Laktianov, Henrique, and Daina Zubris. Back of the goal. Jeff Skinner now holding on to it. He'll wheel one off a body off Andre Laktianov. Jay Harrison with a shot tipped. Schneider got a piece of it. Laktianov in control. Through the center zone for Michael Ryder. Harrison busting to get back. Laktianov had it, lost it. Bowman on the back check. And now New Jersey a steal. Bruner, it deflects wide. They are all over the Hurricanes in the Carolina zone as it comes all the way back. Icing is called here against Carolina.
Well, the Devils felt like they were completely in the game down 4-1 in the 3rd period Wednesday, and they brought it back to 4-3. It's just because when you have recent success, you have that edge of saying, hey, this is our time. And you can see it again tonight as they've had another 3-goal 3rd period explosion.
Off the face-off now, they jam for it. Yager to the outside. Harrison and Bowman on him. They cycle it. Zajac. Drayson Bowman now for Carolina and back out. Back heat from Zajac, who does a good job. He has the puck, and lurking here is Yager, who's in. Ward says no. They score on the rebound. Jaromir Yager, and now he moves into another all-time position as he moves up the ladder again, and New Jersey has a 5-2 lead.
He ties the great Steve Yzerman at 6:92. Boy, what a beauty to do it, too. Absolute beauty. 2nd neutral zone generated goal of the period. Laktianov's to tie the game, and now this one. Just being able to reload, get on sides, and he beats a much smaller Ryan Murphy to the rebound. Yager's so darn smart. He might have looked up and said, well, I might beat him between the legs, but if not, I'm going to get a rebound. I mean, you can, that quickness there, he might have actually been thinking that. And now he is with the great Red Wing captain.
That's number 8. He was at number 9. He went by Mario Lemieux on Wednesday night. He now has tied Steve Yzerman 692 career goals for Jaromir Jagr. And the Devils now in total control with a 5-2 lead as the puck deflects out of play.
It's just amazing because Jagr wasn't smiling like he is right now in the second period. He was frustrated. And congratulations to a guy that I 1,000% believe he doesn't care about numbers, because like I said earlier, if he cared about numbers, he wouldn't have gone to Siberia and hibernated for a couple of years. He would have stayed here to try to build all those individual numbers. What he does care about, I'm sure, is the Devils are going to get back on the winning side of things.
The Devils had a 1-0 lead after one period. Then Carolina stormed back with 2 goals in the second period, Skinner and Jordan Staal. But New Jersey has scored 4 times in period 3. And they are looking and will stop a 3-game losing streak here tonight. They'll win for the 6th time on the road. And Peter DeBoer's team deserves a lot of credit for this comeback.
They do. And I think Carolina will say that they shot themselves in the foot because, you know, I look at the goals. They've been, you know, good with the lead. Harrison, tough pitch without any back pressure from the forwards that leads to Laktianov's goal that Cam could have and should have had. Then the bad face-off loss on what right now is the decisive goal. Those are the key mistakes that allowed the New Jersey Devils to thrive like they have.
Puck is pawed down by Brett Belmore. Back out to center ice. 2:30 left in this third period. Shots 29 New Jersey, 17 Carolina. By Bowman, the Canes will play the Vancouver Canucks here on Sunday afternoon. You can see it on Fox Sports Carolina, starting with Hurricanes live at 12:30. Now Holtra goes deep. Bowman fanning on a pass. Merrill gets in the way. Damian Brunner moving it back out. Jersey will go to 6-7-3 on the road. Carolina 6-5-4 at home. Zidlitsky, his pass detected on the way through. Under 2 minutes left in this third period, as it swung all the way back in New Jersey ice, icing against Carolina.
Well, and it's going to be an intriguing matchup for a bunch of reasons. Eric Staal, first time he's seen Alex Edler, the Swedish defenseman, since the knee situation that led to Eric's injury and a suspension for Edler. Manny Malhotra against his former club. Third time this year a team will play the night before, day before, and come in and play the Canes. The Canes have won the previous time. 3 times, I believe. Philly, well, Ottawa, Carolina played the day before, too, in Anaheim.
And a huge response, obviously needed for Kirk Muller's team here on Sunday. Zidlitsky. Vancouver in the midst of that road swing. They will close out a 4-game road trip after they play Carolina Sunday in Nashville. Carolina will hit the road. They're in Washington Tuesday and at Nashville Thursday.
I mean, it's a gigantic game. You might as well, with the home slate in November, call December 1st game an extension of that.
Bernier's shot handled by Cam Ward. $1:20 on the clock. Out to center ice. Hurricanes on the attack. It's Justin Falk moving up on Mark Fayne. Steered along by Corey Schneider. Ryan Carter back on it, and out he comes. Carter over the line, walks in. Shot taken. Ward said no. Loose. Fought for. Forked wide as we had some activity in back of the plate. Tuomo Ruutu and Anton Volchenkov. Through the center zone on the change. Komisarek goes all the way across. Belmore taken down by Josephson. And play comes to a halt.
Ruutu's had 2 excellent hits on Volchenkov. And so now that the game has been decided, Volchenkov wanted a little payback. So that wasn't called. Then Ruutu grazed Volchenkov with a stick as he was getting back to his feet. I think a good non-call both ways.
Now Andy Green broken up by Komisarek. Back out to center ice. Mark Fayne will scale it hard around with 40 seconds on the clock. Loose along the boards. Josephson taken down by Jordan Staal. 33 seconds left. Out to center ice. Yuri Talusti defended by Mark Fayne. Out of the corner. 25 seconds on the clock. And New Jersey securely clears it all the way back. This will be icing. And another face-off, this time in the Devil's zone.
Well, Corey Schneider has gotten what he hasn't gotten on most nights this year. Goal-scoring support. You had to wait till the third period. And I would say that the Devils, you look at the 31-18 edge in shots on goal. I mean, they're deserving of this victory, but how about his save on Eric Stahl at the beginning of this period on that Carolina power play? That's his biggest by far of the night. 2-1 Hurricanes at that point.
So New Jersey now will tie Carolina in the Metropolitan Division standings. 9 seconds left in this third period. Out to center ice. This is Matthias Tenenby off a body and wide, and that'll do it. They dig down in this third period and rally for 4 unanswered goals as they defeat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-2.
By just reflecting how big of a save that was on Stahl. Would have been 3-1 Carolina. And the Hurricanes just got away from some details tonight. If you really look at the goals, you have to compliment the hunger and the urgency that was there. I think, you know, in the first and third periods in particular for New Jersey, but the Hurricanes made some fundamental mistakes in the neutral zone and the defensive zone that they just haven't made with regularity, and they'll have to correct for Vancouver.
It's a loss that will certainly sting. Final count: the New Jersey Devils 5 and the Carolina Hurricanes 2. Stick around. We have full post-game coverage here from PNC Arena. We'll go inside the locker room, get some sound from the players. We'll hear the press conference from head coach Kirk Muller and have much more, so stick around for Hurricanes Live. Canes will take on Vancouver here on Sunday afternoon. Tonight, this third period, and the hockey game for that matter, belongs to the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes Live comes your way next right here on Fox Sports Carolinas.